Hi there, Gemini. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 1st of August. If you cast your mind back to the middle of May, when Neptune started to tangle with Saturn, which is in your sector of relating, I think since then there may have been a bit of confusion about how you interact with people around your professional relationships, or even how you actually feel about your role in life in general. But also what had added a little bit of grist to the mill in terms of the potential for being unsure about those interactions was that from the middle of April, Mars, the power planet and the planet gratification, had started to go retrograde in your sector of relating too. Now, by the end of May, it had switched back into a much more precise and brittle part of your scope, the 6th house, where it's been ever since. Here it's given you perhaps the ability to work much harder, but the focus hasn't really been so much on your relationships. Now, recently, of course, the Sun and Venus, and up until the end of last week, your ruler had been providing a glittering presence in the sign of Leo, which has been revitalising your communications. But at the end of last week, Mercury did relocate into a more thoughtful zone, one which requires you to take a little more care about what you're saying. But there's no doubt about it, this week on Tuesday, a fabulous new moon in the sign of Leo angles up brilliantly to Saturn and is going to fortify the discussions you have, make them more structured, much more positive for you. They're not going to be just free and easy, they're actually going to be discussions which can lead to an output which has some kind of tangible benefit to you. And with Mars arriving back in your sector of relating on Wednesday, what's not to like? This is going to give you more self-confidence about how you interact with people, and also a lot more sex appeal if you are wanting to make something much more exciting come to pass in your love life. With the Sun, and for much of this week Venus also continuing through Leo, where for you this is the most wonderful stage for you to showcase your ability to think quickly on your feet and really dazzle people with your personality, then that's another thing to really enjoy for much of this week. Just be aware, however, that there is a dip off in the last 3 days of this week, where Mercury tangles up in the right angle between Neptune and Saturn, so it becomes a T-square. This is quite complex. You've got to make sure that you're not being defensive if anyone tries to challenge you, because Mars going through your opposite sign could do this, could make you a little bit too forceful in the wrong ways, or it can, if you're someone who's a little bit more reticent, it can give you that extra confidence. But don't be too sure of yourself. It's important around facts and figures in particular that you're accurate in what you say, because as this week draws to a close, someone may leap on something, see something on something that you say if they don't feel it's very credible and challenge you with it. So be conscious of that. But Venus does move on Saturday at the end of this week, and all this energy that's been pulsating around you of late has been very fast moving, and it has been very upbeat. And perhaps as far as relationships are concerned, what Venus is just asking you to do here is pause a little bit, but stay in touch with however glamorous or sparkling things are. It's about how you feel about them. It's about how someone feels about you. And the more nurturing side of romance must be something that you continue to bear in mind. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.